It's Tuesday, 30 December, year of our Lord 2025. BBC headlines: protests spread across Iran for third day after currency hits record low. This just came across the wire. Protests and strikes in Iran over inflation and currency devaluation have spread from the capital, Tehran, to several other cities on the third day of unrest. Protests began on Sunday after shopkeepers in Tehran's Grand Bazaar staged a strike when the Iranian rial hit a record low against the United States dollar on the open market. Since then, videos verified by BBC Persian have shown demonstrations in the city of Karaj, Hamadan, Qasham, Malard, Ishanafan, Kermanshah, Yazid, basically across the country. There's many more names they list. Police are also using tear gas in an attempt to disperse demonstrators. Now, there was rumors out there they use live fire on the protesters. I don't think that's been verified yet, at least by the corporate media. The Iranian government said it recognizes the protests and would listen with patience, even if it's confronted with harsh voices. So this has gone on. Remember, I think what we said back in July when we had the 12-day war, this just came up with Bibi the other day, this obsession now with the ballistic missile campaign. If you want to do regime change, and to me, if you want to do regime change in Venezuela, or if you want to do regime change in Persia, if you want to do regime change in Beijing, it has to come from the bottom up. And normally that comes with economic pressure when people, have had enough and are prepared to overthrow the government. Tiananmen Square back in 1989 was a perfect example of that, where it came from the bottom up. And if the United States government had not inserted themselves to back the Chinese Communist Party, you would have had overthrow of a regime then. I think you've seen it here in Tehran. For those of you in the audience old enough to remember, I certainly do, because my destroyer a year later was sent over to the Persian Gulf and to the North Arabian Sea when it started against the Shah. And those protests started small, and then they started to build. And once they used live fire, they started firing on them. Remember that day? I think they killed 12 or 15 students and other protesters. It absolutely exploded. You're seeing the same pattern here in Tehran right now. This is economic pressure. The economy is absolutely tanked. And this is not with us really putting the pressure that we need to put on, which is the oil. They're still selling oil. Tankers are coming out of the Persian Gulf every day. They're selling oil to the Chinese Communist Party. I think that the oil they get from mullahs is 40 or 50% or even more of the entire energy consumption of the Chinese Communist Party. So here, and this is what the other day when BB's here about another bombing campaign, the ballistic missiles, they're getting the ballistic missiles ready. I call that shifting the goalpost. But just continue to put economic pressure on them, and the mullahs are going to be gone. They're going to collapse. Here you're seeing this spreading throughout the country, and this is another example where you put the appropriate economic sanctions on these dictators and these rulers. The people will eventually rise up, and you don't need American troops. You don't need American combat troops.